Hey everyone, it's Coolkid here, back with another One Piece chapter review, chapter 1044. And well, if I gotta be honest about this chapter, it's so goddamn amazing. Okay, you know how in last chapter review I said that chapter might be best chapter of the year? You know what? Forget about that. This is possibly like one of the best chapters of the year. And I know some people are going to be like, really? You're going to say the same thing next time? I have no clue, dude. This chapter just, oh my god, I love it. I am so excited about it. And if you haven't read this chapter, it's really good. Possibly one of the best chapters of this year. Freaking go read the chapter. I just want to get into it. I guess I'll talk about this just a little bit before getting into the chapter review. So, my latest, I guess, One Piece theory video I've been doing in a while about, the true nature of Luffy's new awakening, which we'll find out in this chapter. I actually posted that literally, I think, just like a couple minutes after the chapter was unofficially released, which, damn, these scan peoples are going fast, dude. These days, I'm actually considering soon, just like, okay, Thursday, I'm going to do the video recording and release the video on Friday instead of just doing the Friday to Saturday thing that I've been doing for a little while. So, yeah, that's all I need to talk about. I just want to get into the chapter review. So, let's get started. And, of course, as always, we must start with the cover page here, with continuing on with the Germa Double Six, cover page series, Volume 8. Mama's out at sea, let's get our research starting. Where we got, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know who these characters are. And definitely this cover page made me remember, like, oh yeah, Big Mom has a lot of, she has a lot of family members. God, she has, like, so many sons and daughters. God, I feel like we've seen them in Whole Cake somewhere, but I don't really remember their names. Alright, I don't remember any of them. I actually don't remember, like, any of them appearing at all, but I'm sure they appeared at Whole Cake at some point. Actually, the only one that I do recognize is the little girl, who I believe is the youngest daughter of Big Mom, which I believe she is. I unfortunately don't remember her name, but these sons and daughters of Big Mom are let's just say getting ready to dissect Niji and Yonchi with just like up in the background being like, yeah, I'm just dropping off the book, have fun with your dissection here. And that's with the cover page. Honestly, I do kind of find a little bit humorous with the youngest daughter Big Mom being like, I got my knife, I'm ready to cut you open. I don't know why I find that just kind of amusing. But, I don't know what, how the heck are Niji and Yonji going to get out of this? I don't know. And, honestly, I don't want to be rude, but I got really nothing else to say. And I just want to get into talking about the chapter itself. So, it'll be alright that I cut this short. I have like a feeling, maybe? No. So the actual chapter starts off with Luffy finally getting back up, with him saying like, what the heck's happening? How can I still stand? I just lost, but I can feel like I'm just having a blast right now. oh yeah, I should also mention that we see Luffy, but like we won't get a close-up of him, but it's like a very, far away distance where we just see his silhouette with a lightning Conqueror's Hockey shock coming out, and then Basically, the next scene is just like all over Onigashima, people reacting like, wait, Luffy's back with the first one we got with Momonosuke and Yamato, with Momonosuke being like, Luffy is Joy Boy? And freaking Yamato's like, wait a minute. You, Zunisha, said that? And then we jump all the way down to the right brain tower with Sanji just, finally waking back up with that, God, I forgot her name, but yeah, she's like, oh yeah, pirates are finally awake. Sanji's like, wait a minute, is that Luffy? Then on the live dome floor, we got freaking Kid being like, what the? Law shocked, Hirogoro being like, wait, is that Straw Hat Luffy? Then Marco, he's like, wait a minute, Straw Hat? And then we got Otama and we got Nami crying like, Luffy's still alright? Yeah, he's gotta be. Big brother, okay. And ends that there with the next scene we're going to all the way at Marie-Joie we're at Pangea Castle in Marie-Joie with all five Gorosei talking, and I'll just say this, since we don't got any of their names, I'll just continue with between each of them. We got, let's see, we sacrificed one of our best agents and in a rage, Kaido. Are you sure we got our priorities straight? This may be better than we think that. This may be better than the alternative that we snuffed out something this problematic. No matter what the era, the world government has always failed to acquire the gum fruit, even after 800 years. It's almost as if it's the fruit itself is eluding us. Well, that's impossible. All zone fruits have a will of their own, and this one carries the name of God. After all, the gum fruit is really the mythical zone human fruit. Wait for it. Nika. I'll get to it in a minute, but yeah, continuing on. Model Nika. Its user gains the property of rubber in combat, and they're supposedly only limited by their imagination, putting smiles on faces far and wide, and they are the embodiment of the warrior of liberation. Sun God Nika, the awakening you know what I'm trying to say. Awakening exponentially strengthens their rubbery body that even has more freedom. It is allegedly the most ridiculous power in the world. Okay, guys. Okay. You know what? I know I'm going to talk long about this, so I'm saying this after I go through the chapter. But just to say, as of right now, if you watched my last theory video, I'm kind of right where the true nature of Luffy's dealt for kind of. I'll get to more to it later, but oh my god, the freaking Luffy is really the human for mythical sun god Nika. God, that is so surprising. But yeah, then after that, we go back to the treasury room with Hiyori and Orochi. And we just get like Orochi just sniffling like a coward, like, oh, I really admire Owen. I think what you're doing, it was all kind of, he was just using me. We can still run away together. Just remove the nail. And Hiyori's like, you spat in the face of the samurai you owed. Who would still believe you? My father kept his promise. Did he not? He danced like a fool for 5 years because he thought that you and Kaya would honor your secret agreement that you made and free Wano. He never told his own family. My father was a man who kept his word. He still expected the same of you when you agreed to let him go if he was to be boiled for an entire hour. Even his body was being burned by the oil. Despite that, he's always smiled. I can't even fathom my father's suffering that he had to bear on his own self just because the entire nation was your hostage. And we get this flashback moment with Hiyori thinking a moment with her father. She's like, Father, are you really okay with what it says about you? And Odin's like, well, of course I am. You know what? Because I have you guys. Oh, that's a little weird. And Hiyori's like, really? Then I swear I'll always be here for you. And then still yet, Orochi's still trying to work his way out of it. Oh, yes, I always said Odin was a great samurai. As Shogun, I'm gonna get sure his legacy is recognized. Your father. And Hiyori just takes the freaking mask off and is like, hold your tongue, you miserable wretch. I am Kazuki Hiyori. And Orochi is like frightened by this. He's like, yeah. And Hiyori continues saying, I was always proud to carry my father's name, even when I was just starving and covered in rags. On the other hand, you had no trace of honor. Every day you were the shogun was one day too many. And as each day passed, more and more lives just were lost. And still, then again, Orochi still trying to cover his ass. He's like, oh, wait, stop. Don't do something you're going to regret. Seeking revenge is a dead ideology, you know. Besides, killing me makes no difference. Kaido will still be unbeatable. And then we got the little, I guess, fiery ghost spirit that Kanjuro made comes in. It's like, Ruchi-sama, I have failed. Is that you, Kanjuro? This is far as I can go. Your typing is impeccable. This is the ideal stage for your real final performance. Burn that woman to ashes. Go on, take her. The failed revenge of the shoe 20 years in the making. This is the perfect title for such a tragic comedy. Look, Hiyori, a Kazuki survivor, should know that fortune favors the mighty. And we got, guess the fiery Kanjuro spirits like, Ruchi-sama. Wait a minute, no, that's the wrong way. And freaking, that Kanjuro spirit just burns freaking Orochi, and Orochi is just burning up. He's like, no, Hiyori, save me, oh my god, it burns, and he's just literally just burning with Hiyori saying, dawn will come, the Kazuki clan keeps its promise, with just freaking Orochi in the background just like burning to death. Oh my god. You know what? No, we're almost towards the... I'll talk about that later. I'll just say this was very satisfying for me. Very satisfying. And then we go back to the rooftop with Luffy still in silhouette, just jumping for joy. He's like, I can feel anything's possible. I can keep fighting a bit longer. And, you know, my heartbeat sounds funny. with we got the background noise being like doom da da da. I'm presuming there's supposed to be like a drum beat. Yeah. I presume this is supposed to be a drum beat. Yeah, Luffy's continuing. This is my peak. This is gear death. And then suddenly we go down to the dome floor and we see coming from the rooftop just a bunch of Conqueror hockey is just like shooting out with like just a ton of people just being knocked down. And Kyle's like, hey, what's up with you guys? And he's like, what the hell is this? What the hell do I feel on the roof? Who the heck is that? And then, suddenly from Luffy, a giant hand comes out and grabs Kaido and literally pulls him out from pulls him out and takes him back to the freaking rooftop. Dude, that is so damn insane. And then what Luffy does is, I don't know, what's a cool way of showing this? So I got this random shirt here to represent Kaido here. So what Luffy does, he literally twirls Kaido around like this. Then he just freaking does bam, bam, bam. Whoa, shit! The stuff actually knocked down. I gotta be careful. Yeah, and just like one final hit, well, bam! Kaido's down to the floor. Oh, Jesus, I gotta pick that up real quick. So literally, Luffy bam bams him. Literally bam bams Kaido, like from Flick songs. But yeah, like it's kind of funny. Like in the panel where Luffy is like, I guess spinning him around, we got like the little like bulging eyes out and everything. And I probably should mention. So like, what Luffy does, it's like when he's twirling around, his upper body has like, I guess, increased in size and everything. And then I'll continue on with after Luffy doing that, he's just freaking laughing like a madman, like. And dude, freaking after that attack, Kaido's like, oh, Straw Hat, you're so alive. I'm so grateful. And he throws out another borrow breath straight to Luffy. And while Luffy's laughing, he's like, what? With his eyes bulging out. And then what he does is he enlarges his hands, takes a part of the ground, lifts it up in the borrow breath, hits this lifted up piece of ground, and then what happens is like the borrow breath hits it, gets knocked back, and just freaking hits Kaido straight dead on into the face. And Luffy still freaking laughing like a madman, being like, and Kaido's like, well, sorry about that idiot from before. I just didn't want things to end like that. And Luffy's like, don't sweat it. Now, let's finish this fight. Chapter ends, and oh my god, dude. You see why now I freaking loved this chapter. Future Coolkid here with a different recording, as you can see with the changing of the lighting. Well, or maybe you can't tell, but yeah, I'm re-recording this section of the video because in the original recording I just didn't like how it went, so I'm just re-recording this discussion of the chapter section. So yeah, let's get started. First, I guess I'll start with talking about the the Orochi and Hiyori and the Chondro stuff, because I'm sure I'm going to talk for a while about the, obviously Luffy, Gear 5, and, everything relating to that. So I'll get to that in a minute, but let's just get this knocked out of the way. So I gotta be honest, when I first read the chapter and when literally Chondro was just burning Orochi to death, I don't know why, but that genuinely made me laugh. I don't know if That makes me a bad person or something. But yeah, I don't know. I guess I just kind of find it funny that literally, throughout we've seen, at least in this chapter and what we've seen before with Orochi just sniveling and cowardly, like, oh, yeah, I don't really beat it. Come on. Revenge is not a big deal. Come on. Odin's great. I know it. And then the second he sees Concho, he's like, oh yeah, Concho, burn her to death. We shall get our final last goodbye. And God, I don't know. I just find it very satisfying that he's just literally being burned to death by his own ally. And I guess also the fact that I've been hearing a lot of people questioning, like, oh yeah, is freaking Hiyori going to be the one to kill Orochi? Maybe Denjiro will come in to, do the finishing blow. Or maybe they'll just leave Orochi alive. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen someone say, yep, Concho's the one going to be the, to kill Orochi in the end, or his, I guess, little fire spirit. I mean, I'm presuming what this chapter is basically saying. It's like, yep, Concho's literally on his last limb and his little flame powers when he burns up Orochi, and that's literally the end of it. But yeah, dude, honestly, this old scene, even though that I know some people are like, man, I'm sure some people just didn't care because obviously we were talking about Gear 5 and everything, and people were just like, oh my god, I don't want to care about this. I want to go back to Gear 5. But, still, I think it's very, very satisfying. Even though that we're pretty much at the end of all this Orochi stuff, and, Orochi finally dead, Hiyori finally taking her revenge, or, well, not exactly, she's taking her revenge, but, she wanted Orochi dead for so long, and it's finally come, and as it said, dawn will come. The Kazuki clan always keeps its promise. But, yeah, I guess that's really it for all talk about. But yeah, well, yeah, I guess let's get into it with the whole talk about Luffy's new Gear 5 and the reveal of him having the human fruit model sun god Nika, which I'm just going to say this just to reference my theory video that I made. I was kind of right about this, kind of, because I did one of the theories I did. I think I said it was my second most likely, I guess, theory possibility of Luffy's true devil fruit being the sun god Nika fruit. So yeah, I mean, to be fair, I think in that video I was like, so that's why Oda, if he uses a fictional god, so he can pretty much just explain anything away, like, oh yeah, sun god Nika, it's rubber, so, explanation for that. And then, whatever other crazy ass abilities that, Oda wants to add to Luffy, he can just simply do. And also, I guess this, well, okay. Let me just, repeat real quickly what, the Gorosei said about Gear 5. Let me just scroll up real quickly. Yeah, it's like, okay, even after 100 years of trying, the fruit eludes us. This mythical fruit is really the human fruit model, Nika. Its user's body gains the property of rubber and compact. They're supposedly only limited by their imagination, putting smiles on faces and far and wide, and they are the embodiment of the warrior of liberation. Awakening exponentially strengthens their rubbery body and even has more freedom. It's allegedly the most ridiculous power in the world. So, okay. Yeah. We got all that out and laid down. And the interesting thing while they were talking here was, I guess I should also mention that, also the Gorosei say that all Zone Devil Fruits have a will of their own, which is, I mean, I don't think it was necessarily stated by the story, but I mean, honestly, I could honestly believe that from what's been said before, and you know, the whole thing, because we've seen like, you know, certain objects have devil fruits, but they always been zone devil fruits. I've kind of wondered this about myself for a little bit, but I mean, I guess it makes sense. And then, you know, they say this one carries the name of God or the will of Nika. So, you know, there's that. But back to what I was saying earlier. Oh yeah, the way they describe it is the awakening is to strengthen their rubber body, and they have even more freedom. You know, that's an interesting way of describing it. And earlier they said it's supposedly only limited by their imaginations, putting smiles on faces far and wide. That's a very, very interesting way of describing things, of, you know, the use of free will in spreading smiles out there far and wide. That, for me, I think is a very, 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 like, interesting, I guess, you know, not explanation, but like a way to describe, I guess, Luffy's new awakening with what essentially Luffy is doing. Because, like, okay, how do I easily describe this? Because obviously his Gear 5, we just see like the normal, you know, when the you know, the tile card pops up, Gear 5, it's just, you know, it looks like Luffy in his normal body with, you know, a head of flame hair and clouds surrounding him, which, you know, honestly, one, looks pretty cool. But at least what we can see with this chapter is, one, how Luffy goes in between these, I guess, new attacks. So when he grabs, like, Kaido and twirls him around, we see his, like, upper body expand, including his arms, and, you know, and also earlier when he just, you know, grabbed Kaido, just his hands expanded. So what do you think this Gear 5, at least for one, what you see is to, at its maximum point, exponentially, you know, has complete control of, like, expanding his body to basically suit whatever the attack needs. So it's not like Gear 4th or not anything like Gear 4th or 3rd or anything where it only expands one part of the body, or expands one part of the body, or causes the body to transform into a specific shape, but more like, you know, Luffy can transform his body into whatever he needs the attack for. He is not limited by, I guess, the conventional need of, oh yeah, rubber can only expand this far. With essentially his awakening is, you know, whatever he can think, his rubber can stretch to suit that need. So it's not really like, okay, how do I describe this? It's because, like, you gotta understand it. Like, think about this, like, what's a good example? Oh yeah, I know. So Luffy, while he has the properties of rubber, his body is not rubber himself. So that's why earlier in the fight where Kaido was like, you know, rubber can't do that. It can't, you know, do that kind of thing. So, you know, it uses the concept of rubber as stretching and an insulator and everything. But, you know, Luffy can expand upon that. He can expand his shape and size to whatever, you know, it suits need. And it's almost like a, you know, actually, I just thought of something, yeah, because I think Tekken 101 made a video earlier about this, how, you know, where Luffy in his Gear 5 is kind of like a, what did he said? Oh yeah, kind of like a classic cartoon character, rubber hose, like, you know? So yeah, which is really good. And I guess I should also mention that we see Luffy, when he lifts up the ground, he turns that thing into specifically rubber. And I do find it kind of interesting that it functions differently than from how normal awakenings, where it's like, oh yeah, let me just transform this piece of object and, just move it however I want to. But no. Kaido, not Luffy, but Luffy has to literally pick up the object and he wields it. He forces it to be rubber. So it's not like, even like Kakuri or even like Doflamingo where, they just turn the surrounding object into rubber. It's more like Luffy has to, I guess, physically, forcibly put his own will to turn that thing into rubber. And, oh yeah, also, I guess I also did say in that theory video that how Luffy, he might not, well, he won't exactly completely change. He'll still be Luffy. Like literally, Luffy throughout this chapter, he's just been so excited. And I've been looking at kind of like something like that. And obviously, Luffy, even though he's changed a little bit, Luffy is still Luffy. No matter what, we can. It's still pretty clear that Luffy acts like Luffy, but he's definitely more excited, more happier, more joyful and everything. And I mean, I don't know, I feel like what did the Gorosei say, like the fruit, even after 800 years of trying, the government has always failed to get that fruit. I think this pretty much to me confirms that Joy Boy had a sun god Nika fruits and everything. I mean, it does make a lot of sense and everything. Yeah. I mean, that would make sense, and, because, like, I guess I've heard for just generally a long time that, what people said about, I guess, not Sun God, but, like, about Luffy's Devil Fruit, the Gum Fruit being, Raj's, and I wasn't a big fan of that, but, like, at least with Joy Boy having it, I'm a more fan of it. And I guess I do have to talk about here, like, some people, I think the second of last chapter, they just didn't like, Luffy has always destined to be Joy Boy. Luffy, his through all his work that he's done to power up his worthless Devil Fruit is for nothing. And I absolutely hate how people say that. And because a lot of these people are like, oh yeah, this ruins the story completely, and I've never agreed to the notion. Even when, I know I've said this probably before, like in a video, but even though when Attack on Titan ended, and even if you did hate the ending, which I didn't, but even if you did, you can't say just because of the ending, when, you said weeks before, like, it's been a roller coaster ride up, it's been so exciting, and bam, just that one thing completely ruins the series. I don't believe that. But even so, I don't think, like, as the Gorosei said, even after 800 years of trying to acquire the Gum fruits, and, it's almost like I guess what I'm saying is that no one's awakened the fruits in 800 years. And, I'm sure there are plenty of other people who've gotten the Sun God Nika or the Gum Fruit before. So, I'm sure there's been other people. But, I mean, Luffy is possibly the first one since Joy Boy to actually awaken the Gum Fruit. Man. So, yeah, because, like, still, Luffy's still got to work up all the way up to, the Sun God Nika for having its highest maximally of power. It's just, he has to work up his Devil Fruit to that point. So I don't think, I guess Luffy's training and all this is worthless. I still think it has worth, and I still think this is a really cool moment in a chapter. And, I feel like I might have to explain this on the Runaway Warlord stream, but I think truly that this whole thing with Sun God Nika and Luffy being destined, I think it's almost pretty clear at this point. Luffy was destined to even have this fruit, or heck, maybe the gum fruit just happened upon him. It was a complete accident. I mean, that could definitely still happen. And there's the whole deal with him being Joy Boy that we gotta, ask about and everything. And there's just still stuff that we gotta ask, and there's just questions. But yeah, I definitely don't hate this reveal. I mean, to be fair, dude, the Sun God Nika. I mean, honestly, it wasn't that far of a stretch that Luffy would get his true fruit would be the Sun God Nika fruit, because you guys gotta remember, okay, I forgot what chapter it was, but the chapter where, Who's Who was like, oh yeah, I was guarding the gum fruits that, Shanks stole from me. And then, obviously everyone's like, the gum fruit has importance. You know what happens? Next chapter, Who's Who just drops the detail about Sun God Nika and everything. And it's very interesting. Very, very much interesting. It's like, so yeah, you suddenly drop this very important information after another important information. It might relate to each other, and boom, we find out that, Luffy has the Sun God Nika fruit to, force its freedom, its will upon others to have, ever expanding freedom. Actually, yeah, I guess that's a good way of describing his powers. His powers to stretch, to have to spread his freedom further and further, and to force his freedom onto the will of others. That's actually a pretty good way of describing it. Yeah. Honestly, I think I like that way of describing it. But yeah, anything else I really want to talk about this gear form? Honestly, it does look really, really cool. I love how it looks. And I mean, it is pretty cool that, after like year 4th, where you got like this, big and macho, muscly character, and everything, and for it to turn back into basically, no big different size than his like year 2nd, or even just his regular form, or just a little extra posh, but just to control whatever he needs for the attack, for whatever it is. That's really cool. Also, I did say earlier that Oda probably chose also the Sun God Nika, because he could just put whatever the hell he wants for the Sun God Nika. And I don't know. Here's the thing. I think Oda's not going to go like super crazy with the Sun God Nika. Like, later revealed that, Luffy could shoot out laser beams and summon lightning and cause mountains to split or whatever. No, I don't think Oda's not going to do crazy thing. Like, he's just going to add like just a ton of fucking variations on attacks. But I mean, I feel like Oda might add a little bit more. Like, because obviously, one, we got the cloud motif, we got the flame hair, so, I would presume Luffy has, like, some flame ability, or at least some more flame resistance, and, maybe something related to, like, winds and clouds. I think that's, like, reasonable, like, expansion to add to Luffy's abilities, where, it makes sense. It's not ridiculous. It's not like getting completely unrelated abilities to, the Sun God Nika, Sun God. I would at least presume he has some kind of fire abilities. But, yeah, there's that. God, is there anything else I want to talk about? I still think, it's very interesting that essentially, we're right here to, I think, I still agree with what I said, a couple chapters ago, where, we were talking about, like, Luffy, even though I think the context of it's a little different, but when I said a couple chapters ago, when Luffy was still in his gear 4th, I was like, we're in the final stretch of the fight between Luffy versus Kaido. And even though that essentially led to, one chapter Luffy getting knocked out and everything for him to get back up, I think that was the end of everything so far. And now we are truly at the start. The final stretch of the Kaido versus Luffy fight. And God, I just love it. And also, well, I don't know if I did mention this, but I do like the effect and the panel where Luffy's literally doing like a, what do you call it, double take? Yeah, a shot where he's like, what? With his eyes bulging out. I did like that moment. Very rubber hose, like very Looney Tunes, whatever. But, I guess I'll say, next chapter, I think we're probably what's going to happen is, obviously they fight between Luffy and Kaido, and maybe the Gorosei dropping stuff, because honestly, thinking about it, at least on Onigashima itself, we have nothing left other than, seeing like the final moments of Orochi. Because everyone else is, pretty much done with our main fights. I mean, like, do we really need to see someone just like go to fight random, like beast pirates or whatnot? We probably don't need to see that. I know everyone's like, where the hell is Denjiro? I don't know. And we're still in Act 3. That's crazy. I mean, I will have to say this here. If we are not ending Act 3 next chapter, I think we're ending Act 3 when Kaido is defeated, which means I'm going to win my goddamn bet. Hell yeah! But back to what I was saying. But probably next chapter, it's pretty much going to be mostly Kaido versus. It's pretty much all going to be Kaido versus Luffy, and maybe we'll get some more dumps from the Gorosei. Or actually, you know what would be cool? We might get some more stuff with Yamato and Momonosuke. Yeah, I mean, honestly, yeah, I could see them because, like, for the last couple of chapters, Yamato's just been standing around talking to Momonosuke. I don't know what they're exactly planning to do. I feel like they're going to do more because I'm still on the genuine belief that even after Kaido is defeated, there is plenty of more Wano to come forward. Because, like, you still, gotta deal with, pretty much the world government coming to invade Wano with all their ships just parked up behind and everything. You still gotta imagine that. I mean, I have no idea what they're going to do. Because, honestly, it could go with Zunisha just wiping all those ships out. Or, we find out that someone very big, like an admiral, or maybe Vegapunk, or, there's just like so much stuff that could happen beyond those ships. And, I think I'm in the more of the belief that, at least with what's on those ships is that I do have the belief that the more likely is by the end of Wano, it's not going to be a happy ending. We're not going to get like Luffy, having a big party, freeing up Wano and everything. But in the end, either Wano will be in the world government's control, or hell, maybe even Buster called or whatever. I don't think it's going to get Buster called. I still feel like the world government wants Wano too much to get Buster called, but either way, I still think for Wano that it's probably not going to be happy. It's probably not in the greatest plan, but I guess that's it with the chapter. Is there anything else I want to tell you? I mean, dude, I thought this was a really good chapter. It was fantastic. The reveal of Gear 5 in his new form. I just loved everything that they did. And, you may not agree, and you may not like, Luffy really doesn't have the gum fruit, or, he has a mythical, which, oh yeah, I guess I should mention. He has the human fruit. It kind of is weird that his fruit actually functions. It's a zone. and doesn't really act like any zone, even by mythical standards. So that is very, very interesting. I mean, he has the human fruit. Ooh, I'm actually curious what the Rumble Balls would do. Oh yeah, that would be pretty cool. And I mean, maybe wait a minute. What if his awakening is not the fact that he's actually it's more like he's awakening into his, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah. So Luffy is awakening into his full zone form. Oh, yo, that would be pretty cool. But no way, he's always rubber. So when he already be in his zone form, maybe he goes in, when he awakens, he goes into his hybrid form. Maybe. Who knows? But yeah, there's just some food for thought for you. But yeah, I guess that's the end of the video. Oh wait, before we do that, we gotta look at a Miiverse Post. Yeah, we can't forget about this. And this one, I don't know, I kind of find this one a little bit humorous with its chain of replies. But yeah, we got this one from the One Piece on the World Rad community with Frisk question mark with question mark Frisk saying, "Hello, I don't have this game. Goodbye." It's just so funny. It's like Frisk came in to be like, "Hello, One Piece fans. I don't watch One Piece. Goodbye." Oh shit. Oh, damn, hopefully my sword didn't break. But, yeah, very, very interesting wording we got here. And then we got this line of comments, collab spam much? And then Frisk question mark. It's like, just bored collab. Then buy the best game out there. I don't know about that. And then we got Frisk question mark being like, well, I'm playing Tadachi Life right now. It's fun at first. Then it gets boring. Then we got collab being like, and then we got Dr. Zora? Wait, what the hell is this rap person getting out there? I'm getting Tadachi Life on my birthday. So, yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't know why I found this a little amusing. It's just like, I don't know, I'm playing Tadachi Life right now. I guess it's fine. And this random person comes up, it's like, hey guys, I'm getting Tadachi Life on my birthday. Someone please like me. I don't know what, but yeah, this whole conversation just I don't know, like amused me a little bit. I don't know why, but yeah, thank you, Frisk question mark, for this possibly random crossover, Undertale One Piece crossover. But yeah, that's the end of the video. So just to repeat again, I freaking love this chapter of One Piece. I think it possibly might be the #1 chapter of the year, the best chapter of the year, next to, the last chapter. And I love these chapters. I know some people aren't going to like them because, they don't like Luffy being, possibly the chosen one, or, him actually having a mythical. And I understand those things, but still to this day, I'm sure, one, Oda's a great writer, and two, I don't think just because you have those things makes it a bad story. And, the story might not go the way that we want to, but, if it's still good, it's still good. We don't have to, it doesn't have to always go our way. But, yeah, love this chapter. Always, I don't know. Dude, I can't wait. Dude, I'm just excited about, what's in the future. And, well, which, I'm guessing, I don't know if I said this last chapter review, but, we're at the beginning of the end of One Piece. Luffy has awakened to his, true Dill fruits. Just, dude, I'm excited to see whatever's next. Just really excited. So, yeah, I don't know. Like, comment, subscribe. But, I mean, if you want to. You don't have to like this video if you don't want to. But if you want to, it's there. And if you want to comment, like, oh, yeah, that's very interesting. Or, dude, you were fanboying way too hard. I mean, you can. That's a fair point. But you can do that. And subscribe if you want to see more of these videos. I mean, if you don't want to see more of these videos, I mean, you could. Well, I mean, I don't know. This is YouTube, so they'll probably spam you with a couple of my videos. So sorry about that. Nothing I can do. I don't know. Check out my other links. You'll see in the description below. I stream on Twitch. I haven't done it in the last couple of weeks, but I plan to get back to it soon. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure what to say other than, I guess, let me just end this video. Okay, I'll see you guys next time with, well, Luffy, Luffy now finally awakening to Gear 5 is, ready to finish this fight for real. See you guys later. We'll talk about how Kaido was, was like, fun. I guess I'll talk about this at this end segment, but like Kaido was just like so disappointed that he did not get the fight that he was craving for, and yet he finally got it after all of this time. And I mean, look, man. I mean, what was I saying? Oh yeah, Kaido's finally getting this fight after all this time, and after no interruptions with, the person that he sees who is finally Joy Boy with Luffy excited, like, don't sweat it. Well, let's just get this over with now. Yeah. That's a cool way of saying this chapter. So, how are you guys doing? You doing well? I don't know. I mean, I was thinking about like recently, I want to like, make something new to like eat or something. But, yeah, I don't know. Like, okay, people don't comment this any section of the video, but if you do, please comment down below like something new I should make. Like, I don't know. I just been craving to like cook something like new. I don't know. Like, well, I mean, just to knock this out of the park, I've actually made, I forgot what they're called, but I think they're, like, Swedish dumplings? Polgi? God, I don't remember what's it called, or where is it exactly from, but yeah, they're definitely, very, very cool to make, and especially the, potato and cheese one that I made. Delicious. But yeah, I need to find something new to eat, and also actually watch some new anime shit. So yeah, I guess see you guys later or something. God, this thing's hot.